Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Good evening, good afternoon,
Good morning.
whatever applies to you. We hope you're doing great. Let's wait a little bit until the chat fills up and folks join us.
We have new merch day
Yeah,
for Dr. Fabric Top.
Dr. Fabric Top, both the models
Yes.
and yeah, I just got it today.
Yes.
It smells brand new. It just came in from the Netherlands this week.
Yeah.
Last week? When did it
This
arrive?
week.
This week.
Oh, yeah. Yours this week. Mine last week.
Where did yours come from? Spain.
Also Netherlands.
Also the Netherlands.
This one, yeah.
Okay.
And here he is.
There he is, Dr. Fabric Top. Yeah, it's. Can you see? This is green. I like it because I usually don't have a lot of green t-shirts, but it's just very dark, foresty green.
Yeah, it's not an OD.
I love it, and it's not this green.
Hey,
Petal
Brand.
green.
Octopus has also joined us. Thanks for joining. Also, Philip was the first one, as far as I can see.
Yeah, Philip was here half an hour ago. I hope he's still around or jumps back in.
BC Rich is at it again.
Yeah, the Austrian
evil clones.
Fabric Topper clones.
Yeah.
Come on, it's fantastic merch. I love this guitar. This telly is just amazing. And
not sure if
the
it
design
can
overall
focus on me. Yeah. This one.
Patient in recovery after surgery.
Exactly. Poo Ninja also joined already.
Hi, Poo Ninja. Looks faded.
Faded black.
Faded black. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really. But
Yeah,
I like this kind of green, to be honest. Don't need it
Yeah,
too flashy.
It's
got the flashy one.
Yeah.
Purple.
Mine is purple, but yeah,
It looks
It looks
bluish.
bluish
Maybe
here as well.
Maybe the LED would help.
Not sure. Yeah, not really. So the camera
It's
gives
the
it
LED we have over here. It's probably
gives it off a little bit wrong. So this is really total purple.
Purple Rain. No,
Yeah.
no. Copyright
So-
strike. No, we're not singing it. And yeah, it's love
Yeah.
the t-shirts, Charles. Love it. Great.
I need to grow into it because I was stupid enough to add 1x too much.
You need to be 7 foot then.
So yeah, that's I don't know. That's not.
I just said when he arrived, he could do an advertisement for Slim Fast or something like that because
That's triple X.
an X too many.
Yeah.
Dennis, hey there. Thanks for joining.
Thanks, Dennis.
Bad time for tellies. It's just after the fabric topping. It needs some
Yeah.
recovery time. It's probably with binding as well, and that hurts. I can imagine.
Yeah, BC Rich says I have room to wear it together with a friend.
Like this.
Yeah. And now we're coming back to the t-shirt we're about to make for them.
Oh yeah, Martin had. Was that joke even on a video, or did you say it off camera?
That was
It
off
was off
screen.
camera.
We were just getting back together from when we had to be separated from COVID, and you said your pants are getting tight because not being able to get out and do anything pretty much. We noticed it, both of us. And I like to wear really wide pants, baggy pants, preferable. And then I said, I like my pants like my abs with some headroom. And the idea is that we're
in case you need it.
In case you need it. I still have a little room for when I grow into this t-shirt.
Yeah, and now the idea for the T-shirt is your Marshall,
Yeah,
or
a Marshall
the
amplifier,
JTM, the JTM
preferably
with baggy pants.
with baggy pants on, and with one arm pulling it outside.
And that's what you will be wearing in April for NAMM.
Yeah, that's the idea at least. Yeah,
you need some business cards as well to hand out, something like that, maybe.
Yeah, maybe not. Who knows?
Just a T-shirt, a QR code to the channel. That would also work.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
That's a good idea,
right?
That's a great idea.
Having the QR code generator with the channel link should be no real issue. Put it somewhere as a sticker, maybe.
No, not as a sticker, right on the shirt.
Right on the shirt.
Right on the shirt.
Like this.
Yeah.
Why not? Sure.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the topic of today's live hang is not T-shirts.
Yeah.
And it's not NAMM. You will probably stream from NAMM as well if you have Wi-Fi.
Yeah. I just got a new contract for my mobile phone. And yeah, the thing is, they only had it for business customers. I was looking at it, and there was this offer that you only pay, I think, 89 cents per day, and you can use your usual limit in the US.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, as mentioned, it's only for business partners, and unfortunately, I can't use that one. So the recommendation was to get a prepaid card in the US for this. And
I'm sure Les can help you out with that. Or
I'm looking for that. So
provide you a Wi-Fi hotspot or something like that with his phone. That should work out. And otherwise, the content will be uploaded after NAMM.
Yeah, in the worst case, yeah. Denro, thanks for joining.
Hey, man. Athens, Georgia. Cool. And so after NAMM, we will definitely also do a live hang where you can tell your stories. I'm sure you can fill a whole evening with NAMM stories and the stuff you're gonna do with Les and friends.
Yeah, I might meet Jeff McAley
at NAMM. Cool. Yeah.
He's there as well.
Nice.
And yeah, I'll be bold enough. I'll be certainly in Ben Coombs' live stream next week when he has Tim Pierce, and I will be bold enough to ask if he would meet up with me, because Tim Pierce is one of my absolute favorite guitar players.
Ben is having awesome guests on this live hangs. Lawrence will be this Sunday.
Is this Sunday, and
then Tim Pierce
on Tuesday.
On Tuesday, yeah. Very cool.
I will stay up for this, definitely.
I will watch the replay because I need more sleep. He definitely is.
He definitely is. The way he just gets this melodic ideas when he's playing is just.
He's one of the greatest,
and it looks so effortless.
Yeah, he's a cool guy as well.
Yeah,
in the videos, he's always like smiling, happy.
Yeah, I don't think
great guy.
You can ever find him with a sour face. At least he gives off that impression. Not sure if this is in real, because lots of people have told us about Phil McKnight that he's always not using any.
He's PG on camera.
He's totally PG on camera, and off camera he's cursing like there's no tomorrow. So who knows?
I would like to see that side. Maybe you will meet him as well. I'm not sure if he's going. Maybe Badlands is there. But they sold out the first run of guitars already. 50 they made.
Doesn't really make sense for them.
No, not at all, because they can sell what they bring out, and the next run, I'm not sure if they will do it in.
And they're not selling to stores; they're selling it directly. So
makes sense. Rhodey's also here. Hey man, thanks for joining.
Thanks for joining, Rhodey.
Ryan Hall as well.
Hey
there.
Hey there.
King of High Desert Distortion. Oh yeah. Always there's at least one, in your case, 5 LPD pedals on the board.
Yeah, two on my work board.
Okay, still the 68 and
68 and the Lucent.
Oh, okay, you have that in the office as well.
Yeah,
cool.
Those two are on that board. Ben showed it at the last stream where he was going over the pedal boards. I sent him a picture.
Cool. Quentin James,
here. Thanks for joining. He's on his first cup of coffee.
Well, for us, it's already after work beer time.
Yes.
Time difference. And in Austria, we say kein Bier vor 4. So no beer before 4 o'clock, but it's always somewhere 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's the joke. Haha.
And as 4 is 4, and it sounds very similar to beer, so it's Bier Uhr.
Bier Uhr. What time is it? Bier Uhr.
Beer o'clock.
Bottoms up.
So yeah.
You too, Poo Ninja. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Busy at work. Right, but getting back to the topic, you suggested this topic. Yeah. How come?
How come? We had a special guitar from a friend of ours, Bene. He lent us a vintage guitar. And I think for this, it's best to show the video, right?
Yeah. This is a premiere. We will release this video tomorrow. I'm not sure which one it is. I hope it's the right one. But it's a short clip about the guitar.
Gibson, probably most of you haven't heard of. It's the Gibson S1, which was designed by Bill Lawrence. The production of this guitar was started in 1974, with its official release in 75. After only 5 years and 3,089 S1s produced, it was taken out of Gibson's lineup in June 1980. Notable players of this guitar were Carlos Santana, Keith Richards and Ronnie Wood, with the latter being featured on ads in 76 and 77. If you want to know more about this guitar, subscribe to our channel. We're going to have 2 more videos about it. One showing what we had to do to get this one playable again, and one with more in-depth information about it and its unusual wiring, together with a demo.
So yeah, that was the guitar that we got borrowed or lent from Bene.
Yeah.
And yeah, when we got it, or you got it,
I picked it up, yeah.
You picked it up and you sent me, this thing is unplayable. And yeah, we were supposed to do a demo about it.
Yeah, he said he will provide it to us to do a demo about it, because it's not a guitar you usually get your hands on, because it's really limited. Only 3,000 something were made ever.
Yeah.
And yeah,
3,089 from the official production time frame. And with the spare parts they had lying around from the production, there were a few other ones that were assembled after the official production and found their way into stores after 1980.
Okay.
So yeah.
So yeah, but it's pretty rare. And when I picked it up, our buddy Bene, he got it in January. He bought it at an auction. The auction ended in December, end of December, and then he got it in January. I picked it up this month, and I played it, and I told Martin it's ripping my fingers or open, because the fret ends were just horrible. The worst fret ends I ever played.
And I think you've measured 3.5 millimeter, or even
at least,
or 4 millimeter even.
I think on the low E it was
the low E
3.5 to 4 millimeters. So the action,
yes, it was
really bad.
Really bad. And yeah, is it obviously I will not touch this guitar and do anything on it, because first of all, it's not mine.
It's vintage.
It's a vintage guitar, and yeah, it has some value to it, regardless, just due to the age. And most likely will
appreciate in value.
Will get more expensive in the future. And as I said, but the way you've described it to me, I will not do a demo on this thing because it's useless. I can't play with it. There's no use in trying anything on it. I'm playing bad enough as it is. I don't need to
fight with the guitar as well.
I don't need to add some additional difficulties to it.
The electronics worked properly, but the tone pot was scratchy as well. So that was just a minor issue, but the scratchy tone pot and the action and especially the fret ends as well. So when you inspected it, you did a setup first. I first obviously contacted Benny and said, well, do you mind if we do a setup on it, because this thing is unplayable? Can we adjust it to make it work as good as we can? If there is something broken, for example, maybe the truss rod is broken, then you can pretty much throw the thing away and just sell it on to the next stupid one. Collector piece
for Liebhaber,
for Bastler,
or for
if you want to fix stuff,
for the ones that
love
broken stuff
and fix it up.
So and we got it to be useful again. It was
the fret ends were really nice.
Fret ends, we got them
really nice, fairly
well. Could be still better, but I think this thing had a refret at some point, and some frets looked pretty much new, and some were worn down a lot, and it looked like an unfinished refret.
Because some frets were also square. They were not crowned. You said, like, look at this fret, it's completely square.
We didn't fix these things because it would have been just too much of a hassle.
Almost turn into a crown and level and refret or whatever. But I think in the end it was playable. It was interesting to do the sound demo and to play, because it has this unusual rotary switch with the positions, and just pretty much everything is in series except for the toggle switch downward position. Then you have to bridge single coil only.
Well, you can't put one thing in series. You need to have two.
But all the four positions on the rotary.
All the four positions have a series mode. For that matter.
So in the end, we wanted to shoot a demo, and it turned out to be a 2-part series with one video about fixing this old guitar. It's turning 45 this year, so it's vintage. I'm not sure at which point you can say it's a vintage instrument, but from 78, it's definitely vintage.
I think
maybe around 30 years.
30 years probably.
What's your opinion?
What's your opinion on this?
I would love to hear that, you guys in the chat. When would you say is an instrument vintage? Does it have to be 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, or from the 60s? So 60 years almost. And after fixing it, we could film the demo and talk about the specs and everything. And boy, oh boy, it's a heavy guitar, because it's maple neck, maple body, full maple body.
Full maple body, and that stance, that's really heavy.
It's not like Les Paul ultra heavy, but it's definitely around 10 pounds or 10 and a half pounds, something like that. So it's pretty heavy.
So let's go through the chat.
We need to scroll up a little bit, and let's see. That was the coffee. Am I the only kid to not have? Well, you can check out the store
from Charles.
Charles, put the link in. You can post links as a mod, so go ahead. Promote yourself.
Feel free.
Guitarman 45.
Hey Bo, thanks for joining.
He really looks like a young Tom. Risky business. Well, actually, I heard that before, but not for many years. I heard that. Let me think. That was like 12 or 13 years ago in Japan.
Okay.
And Japanese girls were like, Tom Cruise. Sorry for that horrible imitation, but it was like that something. But within my family, we said that my uncle looks really even much more like Tom Cruise. So, but yeah, I take it as a compliment. Thanks. I hope I will look like Tom Cruise when I'm his age, because
Yeah.
man, he's a machine. It's
Yeah.
crazy. If you watched like the latest Top Gear Maverick, it's insane. He's so fit. PC Rich S1 was promoted by Kiss. I didn't know that. You did the research. It was just Rolling Stones.
Yeah,
a lot.
I've seen a lot with Ronnie Wood, but not with Kiss. Actually,
I need to check that quickly. There is maybe for the Marauder.
The Marauder
looks...
or the L6 was also, and yeah, Dennis Ellis also mentions the L6, another oldie 24 fret.
Yeah, this is the Kiss, but that's the Marauder, if I'm not mistaken.
That's probably the Marauder, yeah. That's not the S1. The S1 has these 3 single coils.
If you can look, that's easily recognizable as guitarist from Kiss. Kiss knows looks aren't everything. Which is a funny advertisement if you say that about your guitar. Looks aren't everything. It's horrible as but it's cool anyway. Go for it. Okay, weird. But yeah,
not the
that's
advertisement I would make.
That's the Ron Wood's advertisement.
Yes, exactly.
You found. That's the S1.
That's the S1.
But I think it's the same body. It's like the single cut Les Paul style body.
They are fairly similar.
I like this finish better. And the rosewood neck.
There was also a version like this of the S1. There's also an S1 with the tobacco sunburst
and rosewood
fingerboard. Yeah,
it's cool.
It's beer, but it's I think it's a mahogany. Beer 30.
Beer 30 is that like beer Uhr?
Yeah, probably.
The guys are young, so there might be any. L6, another oldie, 24 fret. Cool. The funny coincidence is that a shop nearby, the one we were with last in Feldkirch, the Zusammenklang, they just got a Marauder in from 1978 as well.
You can look if
I need to check if they had posted a picture on Instagram. I think it was just in their story. Yeah, it's just in the story. They didn't post a picture. Can't see it.
Would have to look that up.
But yeah, it's cool. It's cool. 1975. Cool.
So we need to catch up.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. We will next week will be the first video, and the week after, as always on Thursdays, we will have the videos. And tomorrow we will release the short for everyone. Yeah. There was just a little
preview for the ones that are joining us here in the stream.
Exactly. Looks like a precursor to the Sonax series of the early. I'm not familiar with that. Is that a brand? Or
no, that's also a Gibson series, I think.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, there was
huge success. No, it's also like single cut. Yeah, the body looks very similar, but it has the classic Gibson headstock. Yeah, like this. This one, it looks like, to me, it looks like a Les Paul, but with a ugly scratch plate.
Yes.
My 2 cents. I don't like the look of it, because just from the Les Pauls, you get the nice maple top, even if it's like single grade A. It's not getting in focus. We're struggling like lassies. Yeah. But yeah.
25 years, what's considered vintage?
Late 80s, so I'm vintage.
Yeah. I'm not old, I'm vintage. That's a username from.
He's always
someone.
on Know Your Gear.
Yeah.
Hey, Samuel.
Hey, Sam.
Sam.
Thanks for joining.
Mixing it up. Yeah, Mission Impossible. John from helicopter. Well, he's usually just cycling, so maybe with some helicopters jumping from a mountain. And...
Why not?
I need to suggest it.
New family sport.
Yeah.
Throw your uncle under the bus.
Crazy ideas for the uncle.
Literally.
Yeah, he meant the Marauder,
Yeah.
Kiss guitar.
Yeah.
I not much. I was in Japan twice actually, because I grew up with Nintendo and anime and all the Japanese pop culture, and we both read manga and watch anime and stuff like that. So the Japanese pop culture is also pretty big in Austria, I would say, in Europe in general.
Yeah,
it's still a little bit niche, but yeah. And I was there in 2011 and in 2018, so 2 times. And one of my best friends, he's married to a Japanese, so one day we will definitely go there with them.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. So we have someone who's fluent in Japanese,
yeah.
And can read the signs, because
unfortunately I have never been there. I would love to go there. And
I was in crazy music stores there.
I think there's
so crazy,
so much to see, and Japan stretches itself over so much climate as well.
Mm-hmm.
So the north is.
I would love to go to the north.
In winter, see the monkeys in the
hot springs.
Hot springs, yeah.
Mm. It's a fantastic country. I love it. I would never work there, but as a tourist, going there is great.
Yeah.
But the work culture is crazy from your European perspective, at least. I was super. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark. So, Quentin, you have connections to Tom Cruise.
Not too bad. Not just some lookalikes.
Yeah.
Hey, Blackjack Guitar.
Hey, Blackjack Guitar. Thanks for joining.
Right, we managed it to the end of the chat for the moment. Nice.
So, yeah.
So, vintage guitars is 25 years. And then the S1 is easily vintage.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't have a single vintage piece. Neither an amp nor a pedal. No, probably not even the Boss pedals. I don't know how old these are.
So
doesn't look that old, like a Boss DS1.
I have a vintage pedal.
You have?
I have a real vintage pedal.
Which one?
F25 is
one of those you got recently.
Yes.
The Wah.
The Wah.
Really?
Vox. Yeah, it's a 1995 US made Vox.
Oh yeah, that's vintage. Cool.
So
did you open it up and see when it was made?
Yeah.
So you know. Okay, cool. Not bad.
It's a 846.
Thanks.
Or 47.
Another compliment for Charles's design.
Thanks, Blackjack Guitar. And Charles hasn't posted the link yet, so I will go on a search for it.
Teespring shop.
Yeah.
My wife was reading the chat, sent me this.
That's right, baby.
That's right, baby. So I need sunglasses now for the stream. I mean, the LED softbox is pretty bright, but won't be too much.
I'm looking for.
Cool. So you got a vintage pedal.
I've got a vintage pedal and I got vintage guitars, and I have one with me.
You got 2 vintage guitar and the even more vintage one you brought with you.
Yeah.
The most vintage guitar.
And I know a friend who has also a vintage guitar.
Who?
Franz. The Sheraton.
Is that from the 90s?
That's from the 90s.
Oh, wow.
That's a Sheraton from the 90s.
Cool.
I think it should be vintage. I'm not quite sure about the year, but I think it's before 95.
Okay.
So
nice.
Yeah.
No, when I'm looking around, I have pretty modern stuff. So, well, my
Here's the teaspoon.
vintage, that's probably good vintage gear, good old guitars. Looked forward to spelling vintage. Maybe it's just our pronunciation with the Austrian accent. Experiences with vintage guitars. I played Les Pauls from the 70s. You played the same ones.
I've played the same
at
ones.
Adi's guitar, our favorite guitar shop in the area, or in general, you could also say that.
Yeah.
And he had a 50-something reissue from the early 70s.
59 reissue from
gold
the
top,
70s.
59 gold top reissue, and I think it was made in 72, something like that.
78, I think. Also.
Or 78.
That one was from 78. The non-reissue was 72.
That was the custom.
That was the custom, yeah.
With, how do you call that color? Is that a sunburst as well? Les Paul custom, because it's like not black or white. It's Gibson Les Paul custom.
I've just posted the link to Charles, his store.
It's probably this sunburst.
Yeah.
Ish something.
Yeah, it was such a cherry sunburst.
Looked like this.
Tomato sunburst. Yeah, that's a real name. Tomato soup sunburst.
Tomato soup.
What they call it.
And this one was pretty heavy, and I like the tone. Not the tone one. The gold top one better.
Yeah, the gold top one was definitely better, but
not that great.
None of those blew my mind.
No, and he also had a brand new Eastman next to it, which was considerably cheaper. And I think it played much nicer. So if I had to choose between one of the vintage 70s Les Pauls, I mean, the 70s are not considered the best Les Pauls or Gibsons in general, but that or the Eastman, I would have taken the Eastman every day.
Yeah.
Because I really like the Eastman.
And it did not sound worse either. So
no,
yeah.
That's so just not that convinced to get an old guitar.
Yeah.
Because if you fall in love with a vintage guitar you play in a shop, you should buy it. Because if you wait, it's probably gone. So this is time for your story about the National.
Yeah, that was... You can look it up, the story on our channel from the National. I'm not going to repeat everything again, except someone specifically asks me to do in the chat. But
when was it made again?
1937. And that one was really amazing. And yeah, the thing is, though, with such old guitars, you just don't know what they went through. And that's pretty much the same thing with the one with that S1. In the end, Bene was really lucky that there were no real major issues with it.
The truss rod.
The truss rod was not tightened at all.
Yeah, that's why the action was this horrible. Or, the relief.
Yeah, the relief was horrible due to the truss rod not being tightened at all. And if this thing is not tightened, it can start to warp anytime. Too much humidity, and the thing is just twisted. Then you can throw that neck away. Or get really expensive, and someone has to go over it and sand it down. But then it's still uneven and probably twists even further.
But that was the first thing you do setting it up. You adjusted the truss rod just to see if it's working.
The first thing I did was, with that action, go at the truss rod, see does the truss rod work.
Mm-hmm. And then you said, okay, it's not tightened at all.
It's not tightened at all, and or truss rod is broken.
Yeah, that would be really bad.
Or something. Then you can remove it and open up, remove the fretboard, insert a new truss rod, hope that it works.
But for that, the guitar is not valuable enough, I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
And you would really ruin the value.
And you have still a vintage guitar for 1,000 to 1,500 euros, and yeah, that's.
Hey, Billy.
Hey, Billy Baloney, thanks for joining. And yeah, you don't know what happened to these guitars, and not all the guitars from that era are also well made. They're just as much lemons as now. And the thing is,
probably less CNC and therefore more manual work, and some were awesome, some were horrible, probably.
Yeah, probably a lot of the horrible ones didn't survive. So that's why we see a lot of good ones, but still you don't know if someone just kept the horrible one and thought, oh,
now it's old.
Now it's old. Look at the price.
New old stock. It was
new
in a
old
cabinet.
stock. It was never used. Truss rod was never tightened.
Everything warped.
Yeah, the neck does make 360-degree twists and whatever.
Frets on the backside.
Yeah, frets on the backside, whatever. Yeah, you don't have control over this. And yeah, I have one such guitar here with me.
You never presented this on our channel before, right? I think you mentioned it on a one or the other live stream.
Yeah. So, and the guys from the What Buffalo meeting will probably know it on the Big Coombs channel.
Did you show it there?
I did show it there.
Cool.
So, to the chat, also to the ones that may know it, do you remember how old this guitar is? What's your estimate?
Show the backside too. Relict. The bridge pins look old.
Everything is old. So for the name, it's a Goldklang from North Germany.
North Germany?
Yes, north of Germany.
It just like says Goldklang in there, yeah.
29 from BC Rich and Black Guitar. Nope.
First guess is in.
But you're not too far from it. Any more guesses?
It smells old.
BC Rich says CNC first came into use on guitars with PB in 76.
But with a question mark at the end. I don't know. But might be the case. It's just 50s and 60s. Most likely not with CNC then.
1920, we're getting closer. BC Rich says 1934. Dennis Ellis says 1938. Should I reveal it?
Not yet.
Not yet. 1926. Nope. Mid-70s, but it was a PV, says BC Rich.
Ah, okay.
1980. Blackjack guitar is getting still closer.
Closest to farm, it's
closest. Warmer. BC Rich also closer. Mark gas station is further away with 1931. I'll reveal it because we're fairly close to it. It's 1911.
So 112 years.
Yes.
Ish.
Billy Baloney did right 1912. Yeah, that's close enough. So 1911. It's the guitar of my grandfather that he probably already bought used at some point.
Where did you put the music nomad thingy?
Oh.
So maybe we can show you
the action.
The action. There's a lot of action going on with this guitar.
Don't see it over here.
We'll find it later. Ah, it's here. Sorry, my bad. So this goes up to 3.5 millimeters, and it's not nearly enough.
You can see it on the side.
Oh yeah, right. A little bit above 6 millimeters, or
is the action.
What's it in? 3/4
Blackjack guitar. How's the string action? Bow and arrow. Lol. Yeah, very, very much. But
Well, yeah.
it's not buzzing.
0 fret buzz.
Yeah.
The action at the 3rd fret is 2 millimeters.
Yeah.
Not at the 12th.
The
third
third fret. This guitar is intended to be bowed, not strung. Yeah.
Cowboy chords work rather well.
Yeah, you can still use it
Off
for
the neck.
cowboy chords. Everything else is, or yeah, to hand it to me.
Challenging. Open tune and bottleneck slide. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. We're getting there. Why I'm not going to do this? The thing is, it may not look like it, but what I have on this guitar are nylon strings. Because just I can't put steel strings on it due to the tension of it.
It will probably break some part of it.
No, that's not that's not really the issue.
You don't think that's...
No, I don't think that's really a problem.
Just putting it even higher up.
The problem is the tuners.
Ah, okay.
These are still the original tuners from, yeah.
Wow, it smells.
Yeah, it smells like, yeah.
Something. Let's not get into detail.
Really old basement and
yeah,
whatnot.
it's like...
Yeah.
I need to wash my hands. It's really horrible.
Yeah. I'm sorry. So, yeah. It has the original tuners, and the tuners are just not really working properly anymore. On some turns, they are pretty much loose, and on some, they are too stiff to really get it properly in tune. You can manage somehow, as you heard. It's not too musty smelling. It's not too bad in tune right now.
Did you tune it?
I did tune it, yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's all right, but it's a real hassle, and especially so if you have more tension on it with steel strings. So I can't really use steel strings.
The old man smell.
Yes,
the
baloney.
old man's basement smell.
Yeah, the dead old man smell. That guitar performed for the Kaiser. Yes, maybe.
There was still the Kaiser in 1911, so
yeah.
The time would be right.
Interestingly enough, my grandfather did play it in a very...
How did he get it? He was probably not born in the 1910s.
No, he's...
30s.
He was
born in the 30s.
No, in the 20s.
Okay.
He was born in 20s. But I can't really say how he got it. I didn't
Maybe
get the
someone in the family bought it.
Yeah.
But Goldklang, you did some research.
I did some research. I have found this exact model. I found several Goldklang models with dates, and I found an exact one like this that was built in 1911.
How was the condition of that one?
I didn't buy it, unfortunately, back then.
Okay, just from the picture?
Yeah, from the pictures, I think this one was even in better condition, because you see the top has no splits. It has just a few scratches.
Also, say a Goldklang here. I just see.
Yeah, there's a small crack in here, but that's really a minor one. And
okay, that's just
the problem is probably the bracing. The bracing, it has no truss rod. Back then you didn't have a truss rod, and the bracing was probably not strong enough to hold the steel strings for long. And
would there be a way to get it playable again? How could you
Yes.
fix this guitar?
You would have to do a neck reset.
Get neck
This is-
out.
Get the neck out, cut a little bit off so you can insert it back in another angle.
Okay. With a shim, maybe. Or just
You would
change the angle.
You would probably just change the angle and remove a little material or shim it,
Okay.
depending on how you do it over here, and probably replace the bracing inside.
How can you do that?
Yeah, you
When the neck is off, or
you
this way as well?
You remove the top.
Oh,
You have to.
and then you
cut
glue it on the top, so you have to cut it
Exactly.
open.
You have to cut it open.
Okay.
Maybe you can do it through the hole over here.
I never
but
saw a
that's-
restoration of an acoustic.
Look it up. There is Rose. What was it? I have found a channel that does amazing restoration.
Yeah, we don't play, or back then we didn't play poker, so maybe Yassen.
Yeah,
Playing
Maybe.
cards and
could
Won
very
it.
well be. And my grandfather
played for it.
did not play the guitar like we are playing it today, like this. He was using it
Lap steel.
not
lap
really
guitar.
lap steel. He had it like this and tapped on it. He had the
First
steel
tapper.
strings and used tapping on it to get
Really?
the notes that
You
he
heard him
wanted.
playing like that?
Yes, he had it.
Nice.
He had it on his lap like this, and tapped the notes that he wanted to play.
It's like piano.
Yeah, mixture of piano and guitar, because they also had a piano at home. My mother was trained in piano,
Okay.
and yeah, I think this was the closer instrument to him in some form or way, and so he played the guitar like this. He just knew where the notes were and tapped on it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Not the typical way to play an
Not
acoustic.
not the way you would expect someone to play a guitar.
Really cool.
Eric Warrington,
You
thanks for
take
joining.
off the back as well.
Or the back, yeah. That
Hi, Eric.
also works. So yeah, that's so much for this guitar. But yeah, if I put new strings on
Cherry
it,
roses. Okay.
make pictures from an angle where you don't see the horrible action,
You sell it.
and you
Vintage, original.
yeah, sell it like this, and or put it on an auction where you don't have much possibility to really
Well, you
Get to
on,
the
on
guitar.
pictures you didn't see for the S1. You didn't see the
No.
fret ends, the fret sprout.
we
I
see
check-
auction
I-
pictures.
Yeah, we checked the pictures again, and from there it just the relicking is not rather light for a 45-year-old. I
Yeah.
mean, it was played and used, but it was not abused, not horrible signs of wear. But you couldn't see the action on the pictures. You couldn't see because there were no specs like that, and you couldn't. There was no description of the fret ends or refret, potential refrets.
Yeah.
But some frets really looked like a refret. That was just not mentioned in the auction. And
You can't really expect it at that point.
maybe
Probably
even
because
the owner doesn't know. Has no idea.
yeah, who knows who's selling this?
Yeah.
The guys at the auction don't necessarily have to do much with guitars and have knowledge of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
So yeah, there's that, and unless you play it and try it, you probably have no idea what you're getting with pretty much any guitar.
It goes
At
for
this.
you that holds true for used guitars in general, and especially for vintage guitars.
Yeah,
I would
because
say. It's
they-
just like you said, there are lemons as well, and something could have happened to them. Too much humidity, not enough humidity,
Yeah,
and whatever. And you need to definitely play it. And buying it sight unseen, like Benedict, was risky.
was risky. He was
risky business.
He was really lucky we could make it work somehow.
Yeah, because when the electronics are not working properly, that would be something to fix. But if something's broken there, that's annoying.
It would reduce the value of it if you need to fix the electronics. But usually, unless it's the pickups that are broken, it's not such a bad thing.
Interesting about the guitar, the S1, coming back to that one, or staying with the S1, you did research on Reverb about the resale price on the guitar, and it's a pretty big range of prices depending on the state, not the state, the condition the guitar is in. And I think the cheapest was below 1,000 2 or 3 years ago. Or 4 or 5 years ago, some years ago, around 1K.
If you go 4 or 5 years ago, they were for 500 only.
So below 1K.
Yeah, with all the pandemic, it rose to about 1K, around about 800 to 1K, something like this. And nowadays they were like 1K to 1.5K for the one in excellent conditions.
Yeah, so the value has increased, but it's still not crazy.
Yeah.
Since you joined a little later, we showed a short clip of the guitar. It's a Gibson and looks like this. So very Fender inspired with 3 single coils, but it doesn't sound like a Fender at all.
Not at all. And yeah, interesting thing, we mentioned this in that one video as well. Gibson thought of it as a contender for the Stratocaster, for the 3 single coil bolt-on neck guitar market.
Maple neck.
3 single coils, 5 positions.
Very Fender inspired.
Yeah, totally. And yeah, they also used the V, the flying V headstock. So you don't have this much of a break angle on the nut for it, so it should stay better in tune. And that was all, going into that direction. It should be fairly affordable. It has a belly cut a little bit. It has contours on the top compared to a Les Paul, for example. So it was obvious what they had in mind. Bill Lawrence, the designer, I've seen an interview of him, mentioned in that interview that he does not think of it as a 3 single coil guitar. He said in that interview that for him it was a single pickup guitar with 3 separate options for that one pickup. And yeah, it's somewhat understandable where he's coming from, because they are wired like a humbucker. They are in series. One pickup to the next pickup to the next pickup.
Yeah, it's like the neck and middle as a big neck humbucker. The second position was bridge and middle as a big bridge pickup. Third position is all pickups as a huge humbucker.
Yeah. So it's not
stuff like that.
Not that second and fourth position like on the Strat where you have them parallel, like you would have on pretty much any other guitar. So they are really wired in series.
It's like the Baja position.
Like the Baja position where you have both calls after another together. And yeah, it's understandable where he's coming from. And yeah, you also notice this difference in thinking when you play this guitar. This guitar does not play like a Strat. It does not sound anywhere close to a Strat in any position.
The pickups, when the toggle switch in the downward position is just the bridge pickup, it's very thin.
Yeah.
And I just wouldn't know what to do with that sound. It's cutting maybe, but
I think recorded with the higher gain, it did sound fairly good.
Yeah, I just edited the video. So yeah, it's true.
I think in that position, but in the room it did did not sound.
It was
that good.
also much quieter because it was not wired in series, obviously. So
Yeah.
just power loss. Billy remembers the Gibson ads with Ron Wood. Exactly, that's the one we found as well.
Yeah.
Gibson flat top. Yeah, it is a flat top, pretty much. It's just some comfort cuts, but it's not like the Les Paul.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah, it is carved, but there's no top on it. So
no,
you have the carve on the side.
Yeah,
it's fairly similar.
Don't step on the on the gold clang.
On the gold clang. It's fairly similar to Lukas his PRS, where you have these contours over here. So maybe you can see it. Where
this is just one piece mahogany.
So like this, better to see. Yeah, where it's down, and you have the belly cut on the back side as well.
Exactly.
So from the way it's contoured and cut, it's
more like this,
very similar to this one.
But maple,
a lot heavier than this.
Yeah, this one's really light because it's just mahogany and no maple cap, and it's thin.
Yeah,
relatively thin. Dennis had to go. Thanks.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Thanks for coming.
Lawrence built the humbuckers in my BC with stealth bass, and they have a really weird tone spectrum. Crazy output.
Yeah, I think he was known for making high output pickups.
But the S1s are fairly low, weren't they? We didn't
measure those.
We just
assumed with seeing it, they are clear on the side and you can see the windings, and it does not look like there's much on it, but there are 3 and you put them usually in series. So
around 10 pounds or more than 10 pounds.
Yeah,
it is. We have a short where we weight different guitars, and it's heavier than the PRS SE Tremonti I have. That one was the heaviest.
Yeah,
and
that we could find in all of our guitars. So
exactly, and the full maple is definitely heavier.
That's really not something I'd want to play for a longer time standing.
For gigging,
at least not a 2 or 3 hour gig, something like this, or just a 2 or 3 hour rehearsal. I'm not that old, but
vintage. No, not that old, but old enough.
So old enough to notice it.
So in your gear collection, you have the Gold Clang, you have the National, the Resonator one, and you have the Vox. You don't have vintage amps, or
I don't have.
How old is the custom? It's not that old, right?
No, I don't
maybe,
know.
Maybe 15 years, 10 to 15.
I think it was 2001, 2003 when they made those.
Okay, so
something like this.
Around 15 to 20 years, probably. Not that old. And you played, at least, I haven't played any vintage amps. You played a vintage Plexi.
I've played a vintage Plexi, I think it was a 69 or 68.
Who had that? That was not at the shop.
No, it was a Swiss friend of mine.
Okay.
Yeah, a customer.
Mm-hmm.
That I was
and he had a
playing with
4x12.
I honestly can't remember if it was a 2x12 or a 4x12.
But vintage.
I think it was a 4x12.
Vintage cab as well.
I can't tell you this.
Okay,
this
just
much. I just know it was the amp was 68 or 69, I think.
Yeah. And out of the frame.
Yeah,
it is better.
100-watt Plexi, and that thing was really something different. But on the other hand, the custom JTM that I'm having, I don't think it's any worse. It's a tube amp doctor kit that has been made by a very skilled amp builder in Germany.
hand wired.
He did a few mods to it as well.
Yeah,
and
you don't have that on vintage amps unless you mod those as well,
or get them already modded.
Right.
And
is there anything you would have to pay attention to when you buy a vintage amp? Because tubes are obviously replaceable, but would you open it up if you would consider buying a vintage amp?
I have never considered it, and to be honest, I know too little about amps to really.
You wouldn't be able to judge.
If this vintage amp is in a good condition. Yeah, if you see some leaked capacitors.
Okay, that's a
obviously
giveaway.
Something like this, but or if you see some heat spots where if you have maybe the circuit board where you solder it.
But in theory, vintage amps were probably hand wired and not PCB. So
I'm not talking about PCB. You still have a board where you place the components and solder it together, so it stays all together.
Okay,
if that board would have probably some heat damage on it.
But is that something you would hear, or that could break if you would play the amp? I mean, if you give it a test run and it sounds fine and you like the sound of it, is there a big risk? Anything you could think of? Not sure.
Can't really tell. I have too little knowledge about this to make an educated statement.
Okay.
So that's probably something to ask Bo or JP Page 2.
Yeah. If anybody wants to chime in with vintage amps, what to pay attention to when you're interested in buying a vintage amp. Yeah, that's wise, an amp tag for evaluation. Yeah, maybe that's probably the way to go if you don't know for sure.
You really need to have a tech that knows his stuff to just look at it and see everything is all right with this one, or those components are about to break.
Really open it up and give it an evaluation, see if there are any issues.
If some things have been changed, which also reduce the value, maybe.
Sure, there could be mods that
different capacitors that
cut some capacitors to change the tone.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
So I would probably not go and buy a vintage amp anytime soon. So
well, the only vintage guitar you bought is the National.
And the thing is, though, with these vintage guitars, as they were really handmade, the thing is, they are all different, really different. And you can really find a gem that is just for you, because the guy that was carving that neck just carved it pretty much exactly how you like it. And the next guitar he got in his hand, he carved it a little bit different, took off a little bit too much material. You hate it. The next guy comes in and says, "This is mine." Right? So there's that variation. And sometimes you hear this still with Gibson, that people like that inconsistency.
The character of the amp.
So they have the character of the guitar. And you find that guitar that speaks to you. And with PRS, for example, they are so consistent in everything. You just grab the next one and you know it will feel just exactly the same. So
it's not a limited one.
I think there is a lot of this hype around vintage guitars, is that you really can find that one that speaks to you, especially because they are different from each other.
Yeah, the thing is, personally, I never looked at vintage guitars. I was just never interested in buying a vintage guitar. Doesn't speak to me that much. I would rather buy a Fender custom shop than an actual old Fender, because if it's a good old Fender, a vintage one, probably costs 3 times as much, if that's even enough.
Yeah.
So that's
The best ones probably will not get sold.
yeah,
That's the next
for a
thing.
good reason. Yeah.
So
Why would you?
why would you sell your best guitar that's extremely valuable and you know the value will rise anyway?
Should I?
Yeah.
Split it.
So yeah, there's that as well.
True.
It's also always concerning if you see yeah, pretty much the same guitar on the used market pop up just from someone else. Then you
Yeah.
know you don't want to buy that vintage guitar.
True.
What I'm looking at every now and then is those funky, crazy Japanese guitars from the 60s.
60s. Okay. that
60s
old.
and 60s and early 70s, not the copies of the Gibsons or
original
Fenders,
models.
the original models that are just totally different than what you would find somewhere.
Which one, for example? What's the brand?
I just have it as Japanese guitars in my search.
I can show Benny's other Hamamatsu. What's that called? Is it Hamamatsu? The other vintage guitar he has.
I think a Greco or something.
What's the other guitar called he has?
Which one?
Benny, the one with the Seymour Duncans.
The
The next through thingy.
The neck? I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's also Japanese.
Yeah.
No. What's that called? I can't.
I don't remember it.
Damn it! I forgot.
Which one? But
what's that thing called? Bothers me now.
so let's see what we can find here. For example,
I found it. This one.
Gaki. Yamaki Gaki.
Benny doesn't just have the Gibson S1. He also has this one. And it's a neck through design. It's also relatively heavy. And yeah, it's pretty cool, but it doesn't have the stock pickups. So he picked it up used as well. And it has Seymour Duncans, vintage Seymour Duncans in it. So that's another story.
No, it's
not the stock pickups.
Yeah, but it were not the Seymour Duncan. It were the
DiMarzio.
DiMarzio were it. Yeah.
Oh, not Seymour Duncans.
DiMarzios. Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Right, but vintage DiMarzio pickups.
Yeah.
It's another thing. Vintage pickups.
You don't know what to get.
Too expensive if you want the good ones.
There are not many on the used market right now. So many of the Japanese. So something like this, for example. A lot stretty, but not exactly stretty. Not exactly a strat. So aria, no idea how you spell that properly, especially in English.
Aria.
That's from
Aria Pro.
Aria, yeah. That is
Torchi.
Aria Diamond.
Finally, Matsumoko Torchi. That's what it's called. It's still the same model, but that's the old guitar I was talking about. And yeah, it's neck through design, 24 frets, and a really cool, rather unusual one, I would say. That's a nice one.
Oh, this one, that's a
Hey, Les made it.
Jetson.
That's like telly.
Yeah, it's like
With
a telly.
Funny looking tremolo.
Yeah.
What's going on there? It's a crazy wiggle stick.
Crazy wiggle stick.
Hey, buddy.
Also from the 70s. So
Late lunch. Enjoy
something like this, because they are not expensive. They are 200 euros here. Something like this. 200 to 300 euros. And yeah, I think if I find one that I like and I can play.
Look, there's even a torchy bass. Easy reach. Same design. So yeah, Matsu Moko Torchy.
Hey lass, thanks for joining.
The headstock says Torchy. Looks like this. You can read it. But yeah, it's like torch with an Y at the end. Spelling shouldn't be an issue. It's like a weird 3x3.
You put it on fire and you have a torchy.
Right. Firewood guitar. Why not? They look like Arias. Maybe it's the same builder. It's just different brand they put on the headstock.
Yeah.
Those Japanese manufacturers. I'm not sure, but with Ghost builders, and they're still
could very well be the case.
Still with FGN and what's the one we had? Tokai and stuff like that. It's not sure if they're. Where are the Japanese Fenders built? The same factory as the FGN?
Not sure.
Or Fender
FGN
they have their
used,
own production plant.
I think FGN used
Fuji
used to make the Gibson.
Cheers. The Gibson copies.
The Gibson copies, the licensed ones, I think.
Okay. For the Japanese market.
For the Japanese market, yeah.
What are they called again? I think Egofish had them on the channel. Edwards, I think, is one of the brands that looks like a Les Paul. I think so. Stuff like that. My first electric was a 67 Univox 335 star. Oh, that would be something for you.
That would be.
You had Martin with 335. Maybe with 67 Univox as well, but for sure with 335.
Yeah.
Lurking while twerking. You do you.
Cheers, Brad.
Cheers.
Cheers, lass.
Edwards. Those are the ESP ones. Not sure what the. Right, yeah, the ESP is also Japanese.
Electric guitar says he has a Kashuga Les Paul custom from Japan.
Open book headstock and binding. Is that then a copyright?
Yeah.
What are they called? Lawsuit era.
Lawsuit era.
Copyright.
Lawsuit guitar.
Yeah. The lawsuit guitar. Yeah, the old
Orville
by Gibson.
Orville by Gibson was the name.
Orville wasn't that the first name of Gibson? Like,
yeah,
you put them together and you have his full name.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a middle name guitar as well somewhere built in Korea.
I've also played an 80s. I think it was an Orwell 80s Japanese Les Paul. Also back there with the guy that had that plexi.
The plexi. Okay.
Yeah. That one was also nice.
Well, if I forgot to mention the Torchy before, but that's also a vintage guitar I played.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how old that one is. 70s as well?
That is also somewhere in the 70s.
Probably. Yeah. Torchy made in. It looks 70s. It's just funky.
Electric guitar, liable era. Has the diamond inlays as well. BC Rich says Orville had a great reputation, never got to play one, as very few made it to the US comparatively.
The Torchy's says 70s and 80s, definitely vintage. There's just some reverb links.
Yeah.
70s or early 80s.
I think his is also somewhere in the was also somewhere from the 70s.
I think so too. I would really just to get the hands on a vintage Fender, just to compare it, because I have a bunch of modern Fenders, but just the comparison would be interesting. And well, with the Rode one, I at least have a guitar that feels a little bit vintage.
At least used.
it's used, yeah, right.
So yeah, last we probably have to go to Norm's Rare Guitars.
Is that in LA?
Yeah, I think that's close there.
Thanks, Rody. See you next time.
Thanks, Rody. Thanks for joining.
Oh, nice. 54 or 55 Strat. Cool.
Magical.
What color did it have? Was it just two-tone sunburst back then? Or
even a sunburst? Not sure if
what I had like
54 was
white as well.
White,
something like that. Cool. Hey, Johnny Bean.
Hey, Johnny. Thanks for joining. PC Rich is at it again. Octopusiers lives next to Jesse, Skinny Pete, and Betcha from Breaking Bad. Yeah, it was a two-tone sunburst.
Very cool.
So yeah,
man, now I need to or want to rewatch Breaking Bad for the 4th time.
and I thought you would say now, man, now I want to join you on the journey to less.
Yeah,
we could take 2 guitars with us.
you just want me to bring more tellies. Because you cannot disassemble a 335 that easily.
Anything bolt on. Doesn't have to be a telly or a Strat.
Right.
Anything that you can screw on.
Screw you. Screw on. You know how to screw your guitars? No. Your necks. Put him in a case. I'm not hand luggage. I weigh too much.
And he's also not within the 23 kilos I can put in my normal luggage when I come to visit you.
Nope. Put him in a case. A flight case. Not for a guitar.
Give the whole new meaning to F-hole. Oh yeah.
Well, we're having beer and whiskey, and he's having his lunch, and stuff like that is coming out. But that's last.
I wonder what he has in his lunch.
Liquid lunch.
Liquid lunch.
We just had it today because you could say like a beer is like a bread roll.
Yeah.
So I had a liquid dinner, just a couple of beers.
Yeah.
Same calories.
So, yeah, there's that. Some might take. Yeah, the thing is, you really need to find one of the good ones.
I would never buy a vintage guitar without playing it.
No,
and I think that's your
never.
position as well.
Yeah.
Just way too risky. And yeah, it's always like not from a store. If you buy it around here, we don't have. Well, I'm not sure. Maybe Adi has some of them. Which one do you want me to highlight?
We had it today already.
The French shirt.
I place Lukas within my shirt and go through.
I'm wrapped in fabric made by Dr. Fabric Top. A beer is eggs and bacon. We say a beer is like a semmel, and a semmel is a bread roll.
Yeah, bread roll. About this size.
Yeah, the typical white bread in Austria. I have an old Japanese guitar, Kriko. or Greco. I just know
Greco, I
Greco.
think, but it's
60s,
most like
70s.
60s. Looks a
It's
little like a 335.
Cool.
Yeah, something like this is what I'm looking for. Really, yeah.
There are some of them in the Austrian market, but just too far away.
Yeah, but I don't
Most of
see them
them.
currently on the used market. There were a few
Not
last
anymore.
year. No, I don't.
Those
Yeah.
70s
Yes,
Les Paul style or
Les
335
Paul
as well.
there was a 335 style one,
In stereo.
and a Strat style one, and one similar to a Tele.
How much did they go for? Or were they?
They were between 200 and 350 euros, something like this.
It's not a lot, but if it's crap, it's still a waste of
still
money.
Crap, and they did not sell for almost a year. So
Yeah,
maybe the seller still has it and just gave up
It's
on
a
it.
warning sign.
So, yeah.
Can you remember the old guitar Benny brought? He found in
Yeah,
what was that in the barn?
That was a Russian guitar.
An old Russian guitar. It was not working at all. It was
his relatives
demolished.
found in a barn.
It was with straw everywhere and dusty as dusty as hell.
Yeah, Laz has a Fernando.
That's the one that's not assembled.
Yeah, the one I'm going to assemble when it comes.
The parts caster.
Oh, that would be something.
How much did you pay for that one, Les? I can't remember.
If I get there and all the disassembled guitars Lars has, and I'm assembling them mismatched.
Wrong, everything wrong. He will probably just put you in a room, a pile of parts, and a toolbox, and do your thing.
Go at it.
Go at it. If you want dinner, you want at least 3 guitars, restrung and set up. No. 400. Is that the price for the Fernando? Okay.
Yeah, and sets up some cameras that are just watching me.
Slavering.
Yeah. Big Brother is watching you.
Faster. $3.99. Okay.
$3.99.
Before or after tax? Yeah, with the US, it's always with tax added.
Yeah.
That will confuse you.
That already confused me when I bought my Tele.
You had to pay taxes for
Yeah, sure.
That was sold by a shop.
Yeah.
Okay, not by a private person. Okay. Well, yeah. That's for a European, that's so weird because the price you see in a shop, that's the maximum you pay.
Yeah.
If you don't ask for a discount or buy a bunch of stuff and get a discount.
All taxes included.
Everything you see, if you buy it from a shop, it's taxes included. And in the US, it's always sales tax on top, which is like, huh? Okay. But yeah.
Why would you do this? You don't even know if you can afford it.
I think the main reason is sales taxes are different in every state.
Yeah.
And the price is the same, but if you're in California, it's different sales tax. I'll wake up and the guitars are rewired. Just horrible wirings you don't want, or wired in reverse for the Strat. It's like bridge in the last position and not the neck and stuff like that. All 3 single coils together instead of the in-between positions. No arm canceling. Crazy.
First position bridge. Second position, we're talking from the neck closest to the neck.
Yeah.
The first position on top, just the bridge. Then the second position,
middle,
the neck. I would have said
neck and bridge,
neck in middle.
That would be standard again.
Yeah, that would be standard, but you go from the bridge to that position, which is just the total brain. Okay, then you have, instead of the middle, you have the outer 2 coils together, bridge and neck.
Okay.
Out of phase.
Because why not?
Because why not? Then you go to the next one. This is the neck pickup.
Obviously.
Obviously.
What else?
And
position 4 is the neck. So random. And then
in 5,
all three
in series.
in series. S1 again. Les, be careful with that. Locking Martin into the mod squadron.
At least give proper instructions.
What Funko Pops? You can make Funko Pops.
You can? Okay.
I didn't know. I wouldn't know. I don't have any Funko Pops.
Nope.
Cool. L&M Funko Pops.
Yeah, Blackjack Guitar agrees that's the way it should be. Taxes in the price.
But he's in Canada. Or in the US as well. I'm not sure. Blackjack, where are you? In Canada or the US?
I think he's in the US.
No Canadians here tonight? I'm not sure. I've never been to Canada. I have no idea. There are a lot of things are different there. So I wouldn't know.
Blackjack Guitar is Canada.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
Thought so. And you have the taxes included in Canada. The European style. No, it's not. It's
and
in
Charles
places
is
like
joining, so I'm gonna enter
the link again.
the link again because I still have it here. If you want such great merch from Charles, this is the link.
Fabric top your body.
Yeah.
You can get that one for free, Charles, if you want it. I wouldn't pay a cent.
Well,
it's rather fabric wrapping.
It's certainly a good thing that we are fabric topped and not without fabric. At least I can speak for myself.
Yeah, you can include me. It would be a lonesome stream then. Okay. 15% on top of the 50%. Okay, that's a relatively high sales tax. I thought in the US it's lower, but depending on the state, of course. In Austria, we have 20% on most goods. On some, you have a reduced of 10%.
Yeah.
Like food.
Yeah, the bread, for example, I think.
Yeah.
The total necessities that
in Switzerland it's only 8%.
Okay.
And in Germany it's 19 and also a reduced rate of.
And I think alcohol got an extra one.
Really?
Yeah, I think they added luxury tax on stronger alcohol.
It should be reduced
wine.
like bread.
Maybe that's with beer. I don't know. Well, in Bavaria,
Texas 8.25.
In Bavaria, it's it's a common good, really one of the necessary goods. You're also eligible to drink one beer at work. That's the state law from Bavaria. Yeah.
Well, they're crazy about their beer, so
yeah.
But it's good. I like beer from Germany. Yeah, with the liquor or alcohol prices, there are some states in Europe that are completely insane. I think Finland?
All the Scandinavians.
Yeah. They are extremely expensive. And there are cruises with ships to Estonia, I think, from Finland.
Estonia.
And
before it was also to
Latvia, maybe?
St. Petersburg.
To Russia?
To Russia as well, yeah.
They stopped around a year ago, I guess.
Yes, I guess.
At least a year ago. But yeah, just because it's much, much more affordable. The mod squad room. Yeah, Les. Busy bee. Always busy. Mandatory. Yeah, for some jobs, probably. In construction. I don't know. It's an old cliche in but it's not really a cliche. It used to be like this in Austria as well, in construction.
Not only in construction, for example, also the breweries.
Well, you're at the source.
You're at the source, but they were also paid partly in beer.
Okay.
Yes, because especially the ones that were, placing the casks and lifting them all around. Those guys were paid also with beer casks themselves, so they can, so they are strong enough, because there is a lot of nutrition, obviously, in beer.
Yeah.
And those guys shouldn't get skinny and fall off the weight, and so they got them beer, so they really always have enough energy to carry the heavy
and
load.
nowadays you drink energy drinks instead of beer at work.
Probably.
Probably.
I'm not working in a brewery. I just know it. The father of my new is also relative of my stepmom, like the new wife of my father. Her father was working in a brewery, and they got
in Vorarlberg.
Yes, Eka.
Ah, okay. Never drink Eka beer. Never.
I have.
Is it good?
Okay.
Okay.
Still prefer the Freistadt, but
same.
Yeah.
Tennessee has almost 10%. The highest tax allowed by Congress. Okay, push it to the max. And Charles also loves his Bavarian beer, which he probably drank one or the other.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
Or still, you probably also get German beer in the US. Probably imported as well.
I think there is also a quite big German community in Texas, isn't there?
I couldn't only drink one Bavarian beer. Yeah, I saw a documentary. There's even Texas Deutsch.
Yeah.
Like from some towns where they speak some version of German.
So I think if you may find German beer, then probably in Texas, right?
No, probably. Oh, 1 hour from Jack Daniel's distillery. Did you go to a tour at the distillery? I've been to a couple of distillery tours in Scotland. I can't remember how many. 5 at least. You can always, in the end, or after the tour, you always get something to drink. In some cases, you get even 2 or 3 different whiskeys, but then the prices are usually a little bit higher. And often you can also keep the glasses.
Oh, nice.
Because upstairs I have a bunch of different glasses. They're not as cool as the L&M Guitar Corner engraved one.
Yeah.
Because there's just the two
of them. So,
exactly.
Yeah, I've had a friend in Croatia. I have a friend in Croatia who owns a secluded island. And
the island you've been to.
Yeah, the island I have been to several times. And he also has a friend that was living close to where you live, pretty much next door to the Jack Daniel's distillery.
In Tennessee. Okay.
And he also got a special distillery edition Jack Daniel's from him. That was really cask strength, a single cask also, and
you never get stuff like that here.
And they kept it also in the cask for longer than they usually would. So
do they have the 3 years as well, like the Scotch?
Maybe
Ryan knows.
Maybe Ryan knows. I'm not sure, but the usual age for bourbon is 2 years, but Tennessee whiskey is different again. So
okay.
I'm not too much of a fan of the of Jack Daniel's as it is.
Well, the stuff we get here, you usually mix it with Coke because it's just not that good to drink.
But that single cask special Jack Daniel's was really something else. That
Cool.
was amazing.
Nice. Probably not that affordable.
Big
Last
German
time I visited Bavaria, in the first night we drank all of my friends' beer and we had to go to the neighbors to ask for more. Well, the funny thing is
that happens.
when we had the bachelor party,
Yeah.
bachelor party of my brother, I was his best man. We were in Munich, the capital of Bavaria, and we went to an Irish pub. Because why not? I mean, in Austria and everywhere in Central Europe, there are Germans, and you get German beer everywhere. And when you're an Irish pub, is kind of more exciting. There's a good one in Dornbirn, by the way. My friend Stefan told me yesterday.
Okay.
The one in the middle of town should be an excellent Irish pub if you want to go to an Irish pub one day.
I usually go to the one in Lindau.
I don't know this one.
Basile.
Just the one in Feldkirch.
That one.
There's also the Shamrock in Feldkirch.
That one.
We walked by there with Laz, but we didn't have a Guinness because we had to go eat schnitzel. So cliche. It's so cliche.
T. Ricky joined us. Hey, thanks for joining.
Hey, T. Ricky. Blackjack also wrote that Canada has lots of German communities as well. Yeah, they're everywhere.
Germans are everywhere.
Everywhere. German heritage.
Yeah, there's also in Brazil there
are towns.
Yeah,
with German
towns,
names.
With German names and with German traditions.
Yeah.
Pretty
there
much
are also
the houses.
I found a town, Siebenlinden.
Yeah.
Those are from Tyrol. I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Or South Germany. Lots of those. And I think Pennsylvania has lots of Germans. The whole Amish community. I think those roots go back to Germany's. Yeah. Are there any big communities with Austrians in the US? I mean, there are not that many Austrians.
To begin with.
But back then, maybe in the 1900s somethings.
Now
when it was an empire.
Now we can be politically incorrect. Lars is part.
Lars has Austrian-Hungarian heritage.
Yeah,
kind of. I'm not sure what he will comment now, but we will find out soon. Billy Baloney, I totally agree. I've only been once to the Czech Republic. I was in Prague once, and
I was
great city.
Also in Pilsen.
They also have a brewery.
I was in that brewery.
Cool.
And that one is really, really good.
I didn't go to a brewery. I didn't go to many breweries, actually. I was in Dublin. I visited the Guinness brewery. But that's like huge, of course. But in Czechia, or Czech Republic, I had a lot of beer. I think that per capita they have the highest beer consumption in the world, followed by probably Germany and Austria. Something like that. We also drink wine in Austria, but beer is number one, I would say.
Yeah, lots of stuff. We drink what we can get.
Lots of Brel 7-year-old before it. Cool. 7-year-old. Okay.
7-year-old.
So not just the
yeah, not
2
just
or 3
the 2 years that they usually do with bourbon.
Spaten Oktoberfest. Spaten. That's like a shovel. Spaten is something you need to dig up a hole. That's a funny name for a beer.
Yeah.
Because if you drink too much, you're probably not capable of doing that anymore.
That's the one you dig a grave.
With the Spaten.
Yeah.
The beer at the Shadow Castle. What was that? I don't know what they serve. Is it Faststanzer?
It may be, yeah. I'm not sure if it was the same that we...
Last, a week and a half, 1.5 weeks ago, I was in Feldkirch and I was at the Rathaus and the Rathaus, as you call it. Yeah. And yeah, I had to think of you. Good times last summer.
I know he says he's 100% Hungarian, but
Austro-Hungarian.
That belonged to Austria at one point.
The K and K stands for Emperor and King, Kaiser und König. the Kaiser of Austria, the Emperor of Austria, and the King of Hungary.
It has a shovel on the label. Says Lars.
Makes sense. We are past 1 year. Yeah, the rat house. Yeah, we had carnival. Flushing.
Carnival.
Carnival. We have like parades around carnival, and today is Thursday. 2 days ago on Tuesday there was the end of carnival. We call it Fasching here in Austria, and the last parades were there, where they go around with music and kids get a lot of sweet stuff, and the adults get drunk usually. So I wasn't there. Yeah, we can do that without carnival. So who needs carnival? Who
needs a carnival to get drunk?
I don't.
No.
Laszlo was the greatest king of Hungary after his father Stefan. Okay.
Stepan, I guess.
Yeah. I don't speak Ungarish.
Which pronunciation was better, lad?
Probably yours, Stepan. Yeah, Stefan is the very German.
That would be a very German, but it's written exactly the same.
Hungarian. Les, if you want to jump in, by the way, we can send you the link.
I just wrote on back to work, so I must lurk, making the money for our trip to LA.
Okay. It's not. I still don't see it on StreamYard.
It would be great if we could have a call maybe afterwards.
Who? You and Les?
Yeah, with Les.
Okay.
After the stream, if possible.
If it's free? Sure.
Yeah. It's István in Hungarian, so not
both
Stefan,
wrong.
So both wrong. Yeah.
Funny. Laughing at us. Well, what do we know? Hungarian is crazy difficult to learn. I heard it's closer to Finnish than to anything else. Finnish is also crazy difficult.
And the next closest thing I think is even Japanese.
So
something like
Asia.
This. So
I think with the grammar and all,
it's
not related to the Latin languages or Germanic.
He needs more money now that he's buying Funko Pops and lightsabers, and maybe another Fernando at Norris.
Norms.
No norms.
You need to wait for that until Martin arrives. I mean, it's end of February already.
I think he's referring to that.
Okay, good. So, making money now to buy.
But if he calls it Fernando already, this means he's István. Okay. He's disassembling it without reassembling it.
And you're rewiring.
Maybe. Who knows?
Give a demo show and he's playing. When to this guitar? What sound is that?
Oh man, that would be a fun video. Do you have a guitar?
Play a trick, a practical joke on last.
Do you have a guitar? I can rewire you for something crazy, and you try to figure out what I've wired you up. Yeah. That you don't mind if I wire it up. But I will make something useful. I'm not doing something.
A 5-way blade switch would be great for that, right? 3 pickups, or what kind of guitar?
I don't know. Whatever he gives me.
A spare guitar for you
with a push pull or something like this, and I'll do it while he's sleeping because jet lag will keep me up anyway. So
2 hours later, masterpiece.
Unless you buy them out.
Why not?
Yeah. I think that would make for a fun video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh, we forgot to mention the discount.
Oh, yeah. We have another announcement.
I posted.
Very well.
You can talk about it while I post it.
We've told chord files about our video, and they were kind enough to reply. They liked our video and said we could have a coupon for you guys, so you get 10% off if you decide to order something from the chord files. And we will place the link down in the description, and we'll also make a short in the next few days where we also announce this once more, so it gets also to the people not here in the chat only, and the ones that are staying through. What do we have now? 1.5 hour, 1 3/4 hours of our stream to get to this information. And yeah, with that, you can get 10% off from the chord files that we were also using for the latest backing track that I've made.
Exactly. We will. Yeah. I will post it in the description of the video as well, and like you mentioned, it will do a short clip just to highlight it. We don't get anything from that. I think we need to mention that in the short as well, or maybe in the description.
We don't get.
It's not an affiliate link.
It's not an affiliate link.
It's just for your benefit.
Yeah. We also got the discount for it. We got the discount for us two that we are not allowed to share for 25%. That's what we can tell. Obviously,
it's good for you because I have the stuff.
He has bought them already. So
I have the two guitar ones. So the chord files. That's this thing. If you haven't watched the latest video, you can use it for chord progressions, and you can slide it up to a different key, like E. Slide it down. E. And then you have the chords and the modal interchange and secondary dominance. And it just shows you which chords you could go up to
play,
or down
which
to.
Order, and what will sound fine.
And in the back, you see the notes of the chords if you want to solo over that. It's a really cool tool. I saw the ad on Instagram, and after we released the video, I just thought I sent it to the company. Maybe they check it out. They're from Slovenia, so that's the country bordering Austria in the south. And he liked it, and then he sent us the discount for or the code for you guys and for us as well. But as I mentioned, they have it for guitar, ukulele, and piano, maybe for less.
Yeah.
And I have those two guitar ones they have because they sold it as a bundle. The Dark Harmony and the Progressions. So I have those. And you thought about buying it in summer because the code is valid until the end of this year.
Yeah, and if we need it once more, we get another code for next year as well. So if any one of you decides, forgets about it and thinks next year in January he wants to buy it, just let us know. We can get another code for you then.
Yeah, and like mentioned, we don't get anything from that. It's just they liked our video and offered us this
for our community, and
which is really nice because
we gladly accepted this because whatever we can get for all of us is good for us, isn't it?
Exactly. So check it out or watch the video. When did it come out? Last week? Yeah, that was last week's video.
Yeah, Limon is eating Las's headphones, but he will not eat me. I'm too big, and if he takes a nibble from something over here, my wife wouldn't mind. I think there is enough for this bird.
Lyman, as Johnny calls it. Him, not it.
And Lars just mentions that he also got a code for those zither wooden stands.
Oh yeah, that's the one Phil McKnight also uses. They are pretty cool, but shipping will probably be crazy expensive to get them here.
Probably, and I
But
can't.
they also use a lot of space. Right?
Yeah, I can't have them around at home.
Mm.
It's not so much about my kids. They are old enough to understand that they need to be careful around the guitars. But whenever, my
You can.
sister-in-law,
Yeah, she has small kids.
She has smaller kids. Comes over. Those just are too young to understand that they need to calm down once they're close to an instrument. And luckily both of mine already played or are still playing an instrument and know that this is not a toy and you have to be careful around it.
It looks like this wooden stand.
Ryan Hall is asking for it. For what stand are the wooden ones?
I think they're different ones. I just check it out. It's the different woods. And what are the hangers called? The one Phil McKnight always talks
String
about?
swing.
String swing. That's it. I just have this Hercules stand behind there, but it's not nitro safe. That's why I use a small cloth for the nitro finish guitars. They're pretty expensive to get here, these scissor stands. I think you cannot get them at all in Europe. You just need to import them, and that makes them just a deal breaker. Crazy expensive. Nearly impossible to knock over. That's the whole point. Take up less room than a typical stand. Okay. Yeah, but they look really cool. Oh, the meeting is over. Yeah, we're still here.
We're still here. Hey, Pooh.
For the jam room downstairs. Is he referring to this room?
Not sure. This room or the one I'm building.
Yeah. We have a lot of downstairs.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know of any importer, and shipping it here and paying taxes and customs, it's just a deal breaker. You know what I'm talking about with the telly. I'm not even sure if they would ship to Europe. I need to check that. Because with the court files we found out, they ship worldwide. Yeah. But it's just like
it's a
paper. It's just paper. It's not heavy.
The shipping wasn't even that bad, I think. BC Rich ordered it, I think, for...
Oh, wow. Mahogany 150, walnut 230, maple 150, cherry 150, Paduk, red oak, okay, 100, purple heart 250. That looks cool.
Oh, yeah.
But of course it's 250. And wavy. Oh, wow. That's a crazy. Is that a wood or is that like multiple parts? That's crazy. Buy with shop pay. What is that? PayPal. No. What's shop pay? Enter shipping address. I don't even have an account. No idea if they ship to Europe.
Pooh is asking birch plywood prices.
50. Can give you a good price for that. I have no idea.
Yeah. Lars says, I can order one for you now and you can take it home. They're about £7 at most and they're coming a little box that's easy to transport. I can check if it fits into standard large thickness.
You're not having any space left, right? So
I'm not sure. So
I don't know, count on it. A small box? I mean, just the long part can't be that small.
Yeah.
That must be one part, or it's the multiple parts. The back.
Yeah, I think the back side, the stand itself.
Crazy.
That's pretty much the length of a full guitar, and I don't have that space in my luggage. I know that much already.
That's one part for sure.
Maybe diagonal.
Yeah.
Too much of a hassle. And yeah, also
No theater stand.
also I am not planning to get stopped at the customs when I re-enter Europe. So
Where are you flying to again?
first Munich, and from Munich then to Zurich.
All right.
So yeah. So yeah, it's risky enough to have my tele in the hand luggage. Hopefully they don't mind.
Hopefully it doesn't look like a bomb.
Don't say the B word.
Beer. You're flying
That
to
one.
Munich.
Yeah. No, I was already thinking about it because I was hold up on customs for not customs, but the security when flying for things you can't even imagine.
Text to speech. Standard luggage, large sickness.
So I was once they stopped me for a chain hanger for a necklace.
Mhm.
And they said it was the yin yang piece, one part for me, one part for my wife, and I was flying without her and had that necklace around my neck, and they said I have to leave it there. I said, why? And they said, you can step one with this thing. And I said, if I hold it, I have it all around here. How the hell am I going to step anyone but myself in the
Be
finger?
creative.
Be creative. Tell me, how am I doing this?
Commitment.
I had to discuss with them
And?
for certainly 30 minutes
Wow.
until
Holy
someone
shit.
else got here from the security, and this also looked at the guy and said,
What's wrong with you?
what's wrong with you? Let him go. And the other time I forgot, I was traveling with work stuff all the
This
time
reminds me of something.
and had screwdrivers in my backpack. Just I only had hand luggage and my notebook and a few screwdrivers because I'm working as a software developer, but for machine HMIs, and with that I have to also look at PLCs, open electronic cases where the PLC is inside, maybe replace a wire, one or two, something like this. And I had these screwdrivers with me. I think I did fly with them 5, 6, 7 times, same airport all the time. And then I got there, and
But you didn't have them in the hand luggage.
I had them in the hand
luggage
all the time, all the time. So I'm working as a software developer on machines, and I have to rewire something. Sometimes need these tools, and they said, "No, you can step someone with a screwdriver."
Screw you.
This is pretty much like this.
It's got a nice handle to step someone.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really.
And then they said, don't you want to take the pencils off me as well? And
you could strangle someone with your belt.
Yeah. So my thought process was, if I take a guitar neck with me on board on my hand luggage, this thing is 10 times as dangerous as all the stuff I had with me. I already had problems with. Did nobody ever have problems with something like this? Because I know plenty of people fly with their guitars like this, and it does not seem like anyone has had problems with this yet. So we'll see.
It's like a baseball bat, kind of.
Yeah, sure.
Hit someone on the head with jelly guitar neck, and Well,
Yeah.
thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan. You're welcome.
That's cool. The music in-laws.
Yeah.
That's cool. Knives and coins. Yeah, knives and coins. And speaking of customs and how do you call that? Border control. Whatever.
Security.
When I was in Turkey a long time ago with my family on vacation, you are not allowed to bring like shells from the beach and stuff like that, or any stones because they could be from a historical site. You're not allowed to bring that. But I was on a market and I bought this tourist piece, like a dagger, and there are some of the stones, plastic parts missing. And how sharp is it?
None at all.
You could maybe open a letter with it if you're lucky.
You really need to be lucky.
It's really not sharp. But at the airport, they like searched the whole case because there was something dangerous in it, and then we had to argue a lot that it's like not sharp at all, and it was not in the hand luggage.
You could
still.
It was not in the hand.
It was not in the hand luggage.
Goodness.
So it was in the case, but still, we had an argument with them. So, yeah. And what's Pooh's? He said that you will die for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally not understandable, Pooh, right? So yeah, that's.
But when you fly to the US, don't argue with them.
Yeah.
They don't make any jokes.
This much I know already.
Yeah, I only entered the US once so far, and that was in Washington, D.C. And I was told before, don't make any jokes.
Yeah.
Don't use the B word or you're screwed. Big time. So, and yeah, no problems for me when I entered the US almost. It was 10 years ago. No. It's not. Bend over and cuff. Oh, it's all good.
BC Rich. Also, just for fun, I like to cut Semtex into soap bar shapes and sneak them into my shaving kit.
Now I need to Google Semtex. Maybe it looks like Plastiksprengstoff. Something like that. Yeah, something like that. If it's cut. Yeah, it's plastic explosives.
Okay.
Kind of.
Lars, if you have anything to declare, start with Declaration of Independence.
Start with that. Yeah, it's a plastic explosive. Yeah. Bring that.
Yeah, the thing is,
so
if I want to take cheese with me, to last.
You want for Kässpätzle?
Yeah, it would be one thing. Yeah,
bring some mountain cheese, or how did he call it last? Austrian mountain cheese.
Yeah,
Bergkäse.
It's mountain cheese. But the thing is, I took it with me to India as well. And
do they eat dairy products a lot there?
No,
because cows are holy.
I took it with me for myself. So I
have some proper cheese.
Have some proper cheese there, and yeah, also at the customs when they were X-raying my luggage. They opened an alarm
because of the cheese.
Yeah, they thought on the X-ray it looked like also some plastic explosives.
Okay, I know that you cannot import, I think, like any foods to Australia.
Yeah,
they are extremely strict because their ecosystem is fucked anyway because of
Yeah.
all the animals that aren't supposed to be there. But I think with food and they're extremely careful. Hey, Trev.
Hey, Trev. Thanks for joining. So if you haven't seen it yet, Trev, we got a code for the court files for you with which you can get 10% off
the discount code,
if you are interested in it.
and that's the link.
That's the link, yeah. And we don't get anything from it. It's just
for you.
For you guys. If you want the discount, you can use that code.
Exactly.
Yeah. And last is they have California Happy Cows there. They make the best cheese.
Debatable.
I would highly argue with this. You've tasted our cheese, Les.
There were, but the foreign foods. Yeah, because it's probably better than that horrible stuff. Have you tried this?
Yeah, I have tried it.
I just had the British stuff, but it's pretty much the same. It's not Vegemite, it's... What's it called? Marmite.
Marmite, yeah.
Dynamite. No, it's Marmite. And I don't like it.
No,
It's like malt.
I think that's something you have to grow up with to like it.
Do you like vinegar on fries? Chips?
No.
Have you tried it? Like the malt vinegar they do in the UK. I think that's
are
not
we
bad.
talking about chips? How we call it?
The UK stuff.
The
Not the French
French
fries.
not the French fries.
The bigger ones. With
Are we?
pommes frites.
Yeah.
but with
so French fries.
Malt vinegar. Yeah.
No.
But they call it chips in the UK.
Yeah, I know. In the UK they call it chips, but what they call crisps and we call chips.
Mhm.
Yeah.
UK.
That one I had with vinegar, and I actually liked those.
Yeah, and I like it on
those-
fries as well.
I don't
Because
like
they
it
have
with
like
fries.
this malt vinegar and salt, and it's not a strong vinegar taste.
Yeah.
It's not like in a salad dressing.
Yeah.
I
But-
like it.
No, that's not mine either. So
Water buffalo cheese. Oh yeah, you can get that in our area as well. There's one
Yes.
farmer that has water buffaloes. The
Exactly.
meat is also really good.
yes.
So after the cheese, or with the cheese, we
With the
had
cheese.
both.
We had both.
We had both at the
And-
Smoke on Rails.
Also with the water buffalo milk, they made ice cream.
Oh yeah, the
The ice
dessert.
cream, the dessert.
I
the
was
ice
too
cream.
full to have a lot of dessert.
And all of this, quite a few whiskeys, good whiskeys. Yeah.
Cool, a turkey knife in a collection.
I'm not sure if you can call this a knife.
It says
I don't think even if
souvenir piece.
even if you sharpen it, it would not hold up. But
You call that a knife?
yeah.
Well, not really. Souvenir piece.
Who is geolocating us now?
Why? How? What?
Probably for the water buffaloes.
Okay.
So
Well, what's the nearest airport? Zurich, the nearest international airport, probably.
nearest international,
probably Zurich.
Friedrichshafen,
Oh, yeah.
or
But not the US.
Altenrhein.
Not from the US.
No,
Zurich.
yeah, he's coming from the moon. Anyway,
Oh.
for the cheese.
Ah.
Yeah.
Probably Zurich. The car ride from Zurich is a bit over an hour.
Yeah, that's definitely the closest international one. Yeah.
Munich is more like 2.5.
Yeah.
Not that bad either, but still. Is Les still around? Les? If you're still there, say something. Because I have something to show you. Because you also got the kits to build. Right?
Yeah, pedal
Mhm.
kits.
Let's see if he's still alive or laboring.
Want to send Trev maybe a link to hop in?
Trev, do you have time?
He's at least in the chat.
Okay, he's listening. So, Les, before we had the live hang, we filmed a video because I also started building pedals recently. Well, I'm a 5 pedal kids. You're as often more extreme than me because I just bought 3 and 2 of the pedals are already fully assembled. I just have 1 kit still in the bag, which is for what's the original one? The Katana is a Kili Katana boost.
Yeah,
it's called the Katana, and all the parts are here.
I really like the housings. They are metal, really sturdy,
and the knob as well. And on Tuesday, it was on Tuesday, I built a overdrive / distortion one, and before that I built a reverb pedal because there's this German shop. I'm not sure if they ship to or internationally. They definitely ship within Europe, but they have kits that are pretty affordable because I think the Steelmaker kits are not that cheap.
No, they are not that affordable.
There are, but those kits with enclosure and the knob cost 30 to 40 euro without shipping, and it's a lot of fun to build the pedals. It's not that I needed those pedals because I have a bunch of distortion pedals, for example, but it's like the one I built. I can show it quickly. It's no real design. I just have a label printer and put that on. It's a one knob overdrive / distortion with a tweed amp styles, and Martin played it before we had the hang, and it's like on between noon and 1 or 2 o'clock. It's relatively overdriven or distorting already, but if you reduce the volume on the guitar, it cleans up really nicely, and it's only a few parts, so it's really an easy pedal to begin with if you want to start building pedals. It's a lot of fun, and it was already worth buying the soldering station.
Yeah, glad to hear this.
No wirings so far, no guitar wirings, but a bunch of pedals.
Soon he'll be making the tutorials.
Probably not.
Probably not. Too much work.
Well, you made all the tutorials.
So far, yes.
What else could I demonstrate? The crazy wirings.
The thing is, what I thought of this when we did shoot that video today. You mentioned what really helped you also is I gave you a little crash course on how to read the schematics.
Mm-hmm.
What the symbols mean,
which parts you could damage,
what's sensitive, and so on. Would this be interesting to you guys as well? If I would make a video, explaining just the bare basics, so you know, this is a resistor, and the resistor does this. How
about pedals specifically?
No, just about the components, so you know how to read schematics in the most basic ways. So you know, if here is a resistor, this is R1, and if you see on the PCB board, for example, there is R1, I just have to place it there, and I know it works. If I place it there, this is what I have to pay attention to. With capacitors, some have.
I would watch that.
Yeah,
not because I have to, because I think you could learn a lot from that. And your video about the push-pull coils, that's a big success for the channel, and I think stuff like that could really help.
So if this is interesting, we could maybe do something like this at one point.
That would definitely be of help. You could maybe check out where is it? Like this. This is the manual they made on Music Thing, where they talk about some of the basics and stuff like this. You could take this as a source, for example, just so you just to check that you have everything covered.
I think there's even more to cover than
there's definitely more, but that's just as a starting point with this stuff
with the sockets.
I think that would be interesting if someone's interested in starting with pedal building. PC Rich also thinks that's a good idea.
No, you could strangle a human with a guitar string, Martin. I'm not sure what Blackjack guitar is actually referring to. Maybe he's a bit back with the current, or we see the chat delayed or something like this. When I was talking about taking the guitar with me on the plane in the hand luggage, I would obviously remove. The thing is, I was thinking already this far. As I already had these problems with this stupid necklace and with the screwdrivers, I will not have the screws in my hand luggage. This is for certain. I will not have the screws in the hand luggage. I will just put them in the normal luggage, and if the luggage gets lost, I will always be able to find some new screws to screw that neck back on that telly. That's really not the issue. So those are out of the way, and I will not have strings on it as well. So yeah, not sure.
Just the neck and the body.
Just the neck and the body. Those wrapped in bubble wrap, so nothing can happen to them, and they are secured. All this into the hand luggage. Yeah, that's the plan.
That's good. All right.
6-string assassin.
Sounds like a t-shirt. With the guitar neck strung with strings.
Yeah, and you pull the telly out, and out of the neck comes the truss rod as a blade.
Like the wooden blades in a cane.
Yeah.
Pull out a rapier and something to stab someone. Don't take that to the US.
No.
Better not. They won't let you in, I suppose.
So yeah.
All right. Yeah, we diverged a little bit from our initial topic, but I think we covered that. We covered that extensively.
Yeah, in the beginning.
Exactly. And we're over 2 hours already. Should we wrap it up?
I think so. Thanks everyone for coming and watching, staying with us. It's always great hanging with you guys. Always a lot of fun in the chat also going on.
Yeah, thanks also for your interaction in the chat. It's really cool to have you all on and reading your inputs and your comments and having the discussions for the vintage guitars, the different guitars you had, and for German beer as well. Because talked about a lot of things, and I really enjoy these monthly live hangs. Always a lot of fun, and already looking forward to the next one, which will be, we can already announce that, fingers crossed, but should work out as usually, on the 23rd of March. So in exactly 4 weeks will be the
last one before my flight.
Right. When are you flying again in April?
11th.
11th.
And returning on the 21st.
So about 1.5 weeks in the US.
Yeah.
Yeah, then maybe we can do in the end of April then. We'll see. We might have a different schedule in April, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So some weeks until then.
So yeah.
All right.
Thanks everyone. I hope you have a great week still ahead of you.
And a great weekend as well, because tomorrow is already Friday. And
stay safe. See you another time.
have a good one, everyone.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.